Good afternoon. We are here today to address the matter of investigation 1666. Certain reanimated biological entities and components thereof. Will the parties please identify themselves for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Edgar Stein, representing the complainant, Frankenstein, Inc.
Very good.
Your Honor, Miss Graves, representing the respondent, Necromancer Co.
Thank you. Mr. Stein, you may proceed with your opening statement.
Today we bring a clear case that will demonstrate that Frankenstein's valued intellectual property has been infringed by Necromancer, Inc. My client, Dr. Victor Frankenstein, is the inventor of a revolutionary reanimation process covered by his valid patent claims. We contend that the defendant, Necromancer Inc., has infringed upon these patents by raising the dead through unauthorized means.
Very well. Miss Graves, any response to this assertion?
Your Honor, we maintain that the methods employed by my client, Necromancer Cole, are fundamentally distinct from Dr. Frankenstein's work. Moreover, we shall prove that the prior art, the methods of necromancy, which predate any of Mr. Frankenstein's patents, rendered them dead by anticipation.
Very well. Mr. Stein, please call your first witness in this matter.
Yes, Your Honor. We call Dr. Nicholas Tesla, our infringement expert in this matter. Dr. Tesla, can you please describe the nature of Dr. Frankenstein's invention as recited in Claim 13?
Certainly. Let's use my slide deck. Please turn to slide 1. At a general level, Dr. Frankenstein's patents pertain to the reanimation of deceased human tissue through advanced medical and scientific techniques. For instance, his methodology emphasizes the reconstruction and regeneration of bodily functions, striving to restore life with care and precision. Turning to the next slide, we see that this technique involves at least identifying and replacing specific organs in a corpse that can be used for reanimation. Claim 13, for example, involves the process for identifying and removing an organ.
Thank you, Dr. Tesla. In your expert opinion, does the necromancer's method practice align with the principles outlined in Dr. Frankenstein's patent?
Yes, it does. Let's turn to slide 2. For instance, looking at the Necromancer's Handbook and Tongs, which also comes along with Necromancer's imported organ extraction tongs, we see it does.
Your Honor, we would like to allow Dr. Tesla to demonstrate the operation of Necromancer's extraction tongs on Complainant's Exhibit 1. Is that...
Yes, please proceed.
Dr. Tesla, can you now walk us through the Necromancer's extraction process?
As outlined in the Necromancer's Handbook, first, we use the sharp end of the tongs to make an incision below the ribs, like so. Now, we use the tong to grip the skin and peel it back. Then, we insert the bladed tongs into the cavity and carefully remove a specific organ for reanimation. Dr. Tesla, in your expert opinion, does the necromancer's practice align with the principles outlined in Dr. Frankenstein's patents? Yes, Mr. Stein, it does. The necromancer method and process, while employing supernatural means involving dark forces and the rituals of not the scientific or ethical, nonetheless still involves identifying and removing an organ, as recited in Dr. Frankenstein's patent, specifically Claim 13.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Very well. Miss Graves?
Yes, and thank you. Dr. Tesla, are you familiar with the Egyptian mummification process, which is shown here on our screen?
Yes, I am quite familiar, Mrs. Graves.
Dr. Tesla, is it not true that the Egyptian mummification process often involves the identification and removal of organs?
That is indeed true, Mrs. Graves.
And this step is shown in the Egyptian mummification process, correct?
Yes.
Dr. Tesla, is it not true that often the Egyptian mummification process led to the reanimation of a body?
Not in all cases, Mrs. Graves. My understanding of the Egyptian mummification process was that it was mostly ad hoc, and there was no guarantee that the body would become reanimated. The difference here lies in that the necromancer's methods here employ a separate and mystical practice which always leads to reanimation.
Dr. Tesla, I want you to take a look here at Respondent's Exhibit, the 1932 reanimation of Inhomitum. You would agree that this is an example of reanimation, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Very well. Mr. Stein?
Your Honor, we have no follow-up questions for Dr. Tesla.
Thank you, Dr. Tesla. You may step down. We will adjourn for today, and investigation 1666, certain reanimated biological entities and components thereof, will resume tomorrow with further testimony and evidence. Thank you.